There are moments in life when everything seems to fall apart. The world looks too big, the challenges feel too heavy, and we question our ability to keep going. But let me tell you something today. Your weak moments are making you stronger. Every successful person, every leader, every innovator has gone through failure, rejection, embarrassment, and doubt. Even I, Jack Ma, was rejected from jobs again and again. Even KFC didn't hire me. But those weak moments became the fuel for my success. They taught me resilience. They taught me patience. They taught me to believe in myself when no one else did. Weak moments are not the end. They are a teacher. They show you what you need to improve. They push you beyond the limits you set for yourself. When you fail, you learn. When others doubt you, you learn to trust yourself. When life knocks you down, you learn how to stand up taller than before. Success is not built on comfort. It is built on struggle. Diamonds are made under pressure. Gold is purified in fire. And strong people are shaped by their weakest days. So if you are going through a difficult time, don't think life is unfair. Think life is preparing you. The pain you feel today will give you the strength you need tomorrow. Your story isn't over. This is just the chapter where the hero learns to fight. Ladies and gentlemen, believe that every tear, every rejection, every setback is building you into someone unstoppable. One day, you will look back and say those weak moments were the reason I became strong. Keep going, keep learning, keep rising, because your weak moments are making you stronger. When life puts you in a weak moment, it is not trying to break you, it is trying to build something powerful inside you that you cannot see yet. Resilience is born only when everything seems impossible. Think about a seed planted under the soil. It is buried, crushed by darkness, covered in pressure, and completely hidden from the world. But inside that darkness, it is growing roots, gaining strength, and preparing for the moment when it will rise into the light. The same is true for you. When you feel like the world has turned its back on you, when you feel alone, helpless, or defeated, that is the exact moment where your inner strength begins to grow. You do not become strong by winning every time. You become strong by standing up after every defeat. You do not build muscles by resting. You build them by pushing against resistance. In the same way, your character grows when you push against challenges that feel too heavy. Resilience is like a shield, but it is not made in comfort. It is forged in fire. Every rejection you face, every failure that hurts, every plan that falls apart is shaping you into a stronger version of yourself. You may not notice the growth immediately, but every day you survive a difficult time, you are becoming tougher, smarter, and more determined. Weak moments also teach patience, which is one of the most powerful forms of strength. Sometimes life delays success because you are not ready for it yet. Sometimes the door remains closed because there is a better one waiting later. Pain teaches you to slow down, to learn, to prepare yourself for the life you truly deserve. You learn to wait without giving up. You learn to stay committed even when results are invisible. Every time you choose to keep moving instead of quitting, you add another layer of strength inside you. Weak moments also show you who you really are. When everything is good, you don't truly test your heart. But when things break, that is when your true power appears. You discover courage you didn't know you had. You find belief in yourself even when nobody else believes in you. You realize that your value does not come from success, but from the ability to rise again and again. These moments teach you to trust your own journey, even when the road is dark. They teach you to fight for your dreams, even when your hands are shaking. Sometimes life will bring you to your knees, not to punish you, but to force you to think, to change direction, to grow, and to become wiser. Weakness opens your eyes. It shows you your mistakes so you can fix them. It shows you your limits so you can overcome them. It shows you your fears so you can destroy them. You learn to adapt, to find new ways, to keep moving forward with more experience and confidence. The people who seem the strongest today have gone through the hardest battles in silence. They learn not to run away from pain, but to face it. They learn to turn weakness into power. And that is what you are doing right now. Even if you cry, even if you struggle, even if you fall, you are still building resilience. You are still becoming stronger. Every day that you don't quit, you win. So when you are in a weak moment, don't say, why me? Say, try me. Because that moment is shaping the strong, unstoppable person you are becoming. Your resilience is growing. Your story is building. And your strength is rising, even when you don't feel it yet. Every failure is not a sign to stop. It is a message from life saying, you are learning something important right now. When you fail, the world might see it as the end, but in truth, it is only the beginning of a better version of you. Imagine a child learning how to walk. They fall again and again, but nobody calls that failure. We call it learning. So why do we treat our own setbacks differently when we grow up? Failure is simply practice for success. It teaches you what doesn't work so you can discover what does. When your plan collapses, you are forced to think deeper, try new strategies, and discover hidden strengths. The lessons you gain from hardship are lessons you would never learn in comfort. Failure also reveals the truth about success, that it is not luck, not talent, but persistence. Every famous person you admire has a history filled with rejection. The only difference between those who succeed and those who give up is one more attempt. Every closed door builds your patience. Every no builds your determination. Every mistake strengthens your skills. When you look back one day, you will realize that the failures you once hated were the stepping stones that carried you forward. They pushed you to become more creative, more focused, and more passionate about your goals. When life brings you to a moment where nothing works, you are actually being guided toward improvement. Failure teaches you humility. It reminds you that success must be earned. It keeps you grounded so that when your moment of victory comes, you remember what it took to get there. It gives you experience that cannot be bought. Every time you rise after falling, you rise higher than before. The pain of losing gives meaning to the joy of winning. Failure also builds a mindset that refuses to accept defeat. You learn that falling is not the opposite of success. Refusing to stand up is. You learn that effort matters more than perfection. You learn that progress is still progress, even when it is slow. People who avoid failure avoid growth. People who embrace failure discover greatness. So when something doesn't go your way, don't treat it as a wall blocking your path. Treat it as a sign showing you a better route. You are not failing, you are evolving. Every failure you face today is preparing you for the success you will celebrate tomorrow. Your journey is not supposed to be easy, because easy journeys lead to ordinary destinations. But your journey filled with challenges, mistakes, and setbacks is shaping you for something extraordinary. Pressure is not your enemy. It is the force that shapes you into someone stronger than you ever imagined. Just like a diamond is formed under extreme pressure and gold becomes pure only after going through fire, you too are transformed by the challenges that weigh on you. When life gets hard, when responsibilities increase, when everything demands more from you than you think you have, that is the moment your hidden strength awakens. If things were always easy, you would never grow. Comfort would keep you ordinary. But pressure forces you to break your limits and discover your true potential. Think about how a muscle grows. It must be stretched, pushed, and stressed until it tears. Only then does it rebuild, bigger and stronger. The same is true for your mind and heart. Pressure stretches your abilities. It makes you more focused, more disciplined, and more determined. It teaches you to stay steady when everything around you is shaking. Pressure turns fear into courage, doubt into clarity, and weakness into capability. Every challenge you face gives you a new level of confidence. Once you overcome a problem that seemed impossible, you start to believe in your own power. You realize that if you survived one storm, you can survive the next one too. Pressure shapes your leadership. It builds your voice. It teaches you how to make decisions, how to stay calm in chaos, and how to trust your own judgment when others panic. These qualities are not learned in peaceful times. They are learned in battle. Pressure also reveals what truly matters. When life becomes tough, you stop wasting time on things that don't take you forward. You focus only on what will help you succeed. You start valuing effort, discipline, and perseverance. You begin to understand that success is not a gift. It is a result of pushing through the hardest days. When you feel overwhelmed, remember that the pressure you are facing is molding you into someone unstoppable. The strongest people in the world are not those who never struggled. They are those who faced pressure and refused to break. Every time you feel like giving up, that is the exact moment you must continue. Because right there, under that pressure, you are becoming stronger. When others doubt you, it becomes an opportunity to build a belief in yourself that no one can shake. When people reject your ideas, laugh at your dreams, or tell you that you are not good enough, they are not defining your limits. They are only testing your determination. Confidence does not grow when everyone supports you. Confidence grows when you stand alone and still choose to move forward. You learn to trust your inner voice more than the noise around you. You learn that success is not dependent on approval. It is dependent on persistence, self-belief, and the courage to continue even when nobody is clapping for you. There will be moments when you feel invisible. People may ignore your hard work, criticize your efforts, or treat your ambition like a joke. But those moments are actually shaping you. They are making you mentally tougher. They are teaching you to rely on your own strength instead of waiting for validation. When you fight for your dreams without applause, that is when you become unstoppable. Because once you no longer need praise to keep going, nothing can stop you from reaching your destination. Doubt from others can be painful, but it is also a hidden blessing. It pushes you to prove what you can do. It gives you a fire inside a fire that burns brighter every time someone says you can't. Some of the greatest success stories in the world began with ridicule and rejection. People laughed at Thomas Edison. They rejected Walt Disney. They underestimated Jack Ma. But they turned every insult into motivation. They kept going until the world had no choice but to respect them. When others doubt you, life is teaching you a powerful lesson. Believe in yourself even when nobody else does. Trust that you are capable of more than what others see. Let their doubt become your drive. Let their criticism become your power. Let their disbelief become the reason you succeed. Because one day, the same people who questioned your dreams will ask how you achieved them, and you will answer with a simple truth: you chose to believe in yourself when they didn't. Difficult times always feel endless when you are inside them, but they are only temporary chapters in the long story of your life. The strength you gain from surviving them, however, stays with you forever. When you go through pain, you are not just enduring, you are evolving. Every tear makes your heart wiser. Every sleepless night shapes your patience. Every challenge you overcome becomes a permanent part of the powerful person you are becoming. Storms do not last forever, but they leave behind clearer skies and stronger roots. In the same way, your struggles will pass, but the courage, wisdom, and resilience they create will stay with you for the rest of your life. When life becomes tough, you discover the real meaning of persistence. You learn that success is not only for those who are talented, but for those who refuse to give up. The effort you put in during the hardest moments becomes the foundation of your future achievements. There will be days when quitting feels easier than continuing. There will be days when progress seems invisible. But every day you choose to keep going, even with a heavy heart, you are building a strength that cannot be destroyed. You are training your mind to stay committed, to push forward, and to trust that everything you are doing will pay off. Hard times also open your eyes to gratitude. When you struggle, you realize the value of things you once ignored: a small victory, a supportive friend, a peaceful moment. You begin to appreciate growth instead of perfection. You learn that life's beauty isn't only in the celebrations, but in the courage it takes to rise after falling. Difficult times change your perspective. What once scared you now seems small. What once felt impossible becomes achievable. You become braver, more mature, and more determined. The transformation that happens inside you during tough times is something that comfort can never give you. Easy days do not teach you how strong you are. But when you face challenges and still keep moving, you discover a power within that you never knew existed. Every painful moment is secretly building your future. One day, you will look back and be grateful for the difficulties you survived, because without them, you wouldn't have become who you are. Hard times will end, but the strength they give you will remain forever. Success is not built on the moments when everything goes right. It is built on the moments when you refuse to fall apart, even though everything is going wrong. Overcoming your hardest days becomes the secret foundation of your greatest achievements. Every time you struggle, you are strengthening the part of you that will carry your dreams. When you push through challenges, you train yourself to survive in a world that does not hand out success easily. The victories that truly matter in life are the ones earned after a fight. When someone achieves something remarkable, people often admire the result but forget the battle behind it. They don't see the nights filled with doubt, the rejected opportunities, the broken plans, or the quiet tears. They only see the success and call it luck, but you know the truth. Success is the reward for those who keep going when quitting feels like the only option. It comes to those who maintain hope in the middle of hopeless situations. It comes to those who choose courage over fear thousands of times before anyone else notices. The strongest people you look up to didn't become strong because life was kind to them. They became strong because life challenged them again and again. And instead of surrendering, they transformed every obstacle into experience, every pain into power, and every failure into wisdom. That is what you are doing too, shaping your future through every difficult step you take today. You are building endurance, learning self-discipline, and turning your weaknesses into strength. Success is never sudden. It is slow progress that goes unseen for a long time. It is built from habits, decisions, sacrifices, and a refusal to let weakness define you. While others give up, you continue. While others doubt, you believe. While others stop trying, you take one more step, and that extra step makes all the difference. Someday, the world will applaud your strength, but you will know that the applause belongs to the version of you who kept moving forward in silence.